Whether you're a die-hard fan or just looking for a good laugh, this monthly series promises to deliver the unexpected with a dash of humor. Tune in as Lance and BT dissect the what the fuck moments that make MMA and pro wrestling the exciting spectacles they are. It's time to let loose and embrace the madness with the WTF News Desk, where Lance and BT bring you the 10 strangest and most fun topics each month, leaving you entertained, amused, and eagerly awaiting the next episode.
All right. That's right. Live from 304 Studios in Jonesboro, Arkansas. This is an STSpod.club production. That's right. This is WTF March 2024. And I'm BT. That guy over there, he's Lance. I just want to say, during my recent visit to Branson, Missouri, and during the Whodunit Hoedown, I'm pretty sure everyone shit their pants after that food. Unlike him, Lance over there, never done that.
Never.
He's from Chicago, the home of the minor league baseball team, the Chicago Dogs. That's right. Their openers May the 10th out there at the Impact Field, which is a state-of-art field located by the O'Hara Airport. They play the Gary South Shore Railcats. That's right. He is the Snark of Excellence. You think I made up all that, but it's true.
It's
the
all
Snark
real.
of Excellence, my partner in crime, your friend and mine. Well, sometimes he is Lance Levine, and we are the Hulk and Iron Man of podcasting.
Tastiest snacks.
Oh man, shit! I
Never
have
get
to write
that
that
one right.
down. I try to get clever, and
I just flew back in from O'Hara Airport here in Chicago.
O'Hara. And did I say O'Hara?
You did say O'Hara.
Well,
Scarlett
what is
O'Hara.
it?
Well, it's O'Hare.
O'Hara
Airport, not O'Hara, not Scarlett O'Hara Airport. That's in Atlanta.
O'Hara. Well, you know what? I probably pronounced that wrong my whole life.
Ever who? I don't know. But anyway, we're in the Hostess Honey Bun Donuts studios today. It was a pleasure-packed day for the Taj today. We got so many things in the junk food finds today. Just an amazing day. So
awesome. We're doing WTF. And let me do some business real quick. We from 2023, which was last year, we are 231% more. For March, it's 148% increase. Number 3 most listened audio version of our podcast was The Record Store.
nice.
And it was, what was it? I didn't write down.
It was Mars. It was.
That's right. 30 Seconds to Mars, episode 813. And Wrestling Radio Relived, episode 3 was number 2, and that was episode 814. And number 1 was episode 1 of Wrestling Radio Relived. That's episode 811. We appreciate everything that everybody does. Thank you for listening. And hey, subscribe to Patreon because we had a fun time before the mics, and you could have listened to that.
Yeah.
All right, Lance, tell them what we're doing.
It is the WTF News Desk for March of 2024. We got all the great top stories. It was a good month. It was a really full month, and we are getting ready for another great month that we were in the midst of with the WrestleMania and all the shenanigans that went down in Philadelphia recently. So this is March, though. We got all the top stories for MMA and pro wrestling. Should we start with the stipulation matches, or do you have any other business to get to? No more business to get at? Okay,
no other business.
All right. So at number 10, it's our stipulation match. It's where we always start. We're going to start in Japan this time, but we do come back. We do come back to the States for the second part of this. So we got Great Khan versus Tonga Loa. It was in a rural revitalization match. It was March 31st, so they barely got it in under the wire. It was in Hamamatsu. It was a 2 out of 3 falls match, or 2 out of 3 rounds match, I guess it would be. First round was every pin attempt equaled a point. So they got a point for just a 1 count. So Tongaloa wins that one. It was 9-8. He won that round. Second round was an eating contest. They were supposed to eat eel, but it was switched at the last minute to gyoza dumplings. So I think there was some kind of fix. I don't know what happened there. It changed the course of the match. So Great-O-Khan won the second round for eating the most dumplings. And then the third round was a strap match. So they were both stuffed. They were on the verge of puking, both of them, throughout the course of this because they had eaten so many of these dumplings. So Great-O-Khan touches all 4 corners, and he wins the King of Pro Wrestling Cup, which is that ridiculous rinky-tink trophy that they got from Ace Hardware or whatever. So, and then the second match that we're going to talk about is our guy, Paul Walter Hausen, not Danhausen, because that guy sucks. Paul Walter Hausen, he's an Emmy Award winner.
PWH, we call him PWH.
PWH, the Insiders. Yeah, we call him that. So anyway, Hausen is better than Danhausen, greater than, because that's our new
very
pick.
much so.
So Hausen, the Emmy Award winner, he beats Matt Cardona on March 16th for Pro Wrestling Revolver. They were in Clive, Iowa. I'm like, how is an Emmy Award-winning actor in Clive, Iowa at this show? So anyway, Hausen brings his awards with him to the match too, which was great. So he spears Cardona through a door. Then Steph DeLander, who is Cardona's normal partner, and Bully Ray, of all people, get involved in this match. Bully powerbombs Cardona through a table, a flaming table, no less. And then Hausen. So our guy, yes, Buff, our guy, we're going to talk about you on the Patreon today. So our guy, Paul Walter Hausen, PWH, pins Matt Cardona in our other stipulation match at number 10.
Love it, love it, love it. You know what? That New Japan stipulation thing, it makes you think that they just started watching all the Fringe promotions and decided they would do something like the Fringe. I didn't even read it. I'm so glad you told me what it was. I saw it and I said, that's going to be one of our matches, and Lance is going to go through it. So I just skipped it. I am going to try my best. I may have a connection to Paul Walter, or PWH, as we call him. I may have a connection with him, and it will be fun for us to talk to him. Just a great, tremendous actor, and just a fan. He's a huge wrestling fan. I don't know if he was an observer reader, but he is an insider, very much so. He was at, I say Starcast, but Starcast at All In, right? At the first All In, he was there. We didn't even know it. Mm-hmm. He was a nobody then. He was an actor, but we didn't know. But he's been to a few of the Starcasts, and no one knew anything about him. Apparently, he trained for this to do it. And big thumbs up to Matt Cardona. Look, I'm on Cardoni, like O'Hara
Airport. That's right.
Cardona. Now, by the way, get well, Matt. We just had just came out of surgery yesterday with the pec tear. I can't even talk. A pec tear. He was crying from his
tears.
Forget it.
Because he was
all right. Number 9.
All right, number 9. When Monet talks, and then I'm thinking now that's about all she does. Oh. Anyway, it was on the Kick Rocks podcast. That's another insider podcast, I guess. But the Kick Rocks podcast. Mercedes Monet says that she says tearfully that WWE has given her everything. It was on March 8th was this interview. She knows that she will be going back there someday. So this was revealed. This interview came out literally 5 days before her big debut for AEW. So not a good look, to say, I know I'll be going back there someday, literally 5 days before she debuted.
Hey, did you hear what
Big business.
Did you hear what Tony Khan said?
What did he say?
Motherfucker, you cocksucker.
Oh,
I don't know about that. Who he is. So, and then also in that same interview, she slams the fans for tribalism, telling them to go outside for a while. I thought that was a great line. Go outside for a while.
I thought it was lame. And, it's the same. It gets as we talked about something that you're tired of. It's like, basement. So, the guy's living in a basement. Come on.
Grandma's basement. Yeah. So anyway, so Mercedes says they watch it just to critique it, to hate it. They hate to love it. They should just love it. And I said, amen, when I heard that line. So I'm like, yeah, just love wrestling for once. That's why it says Babyface LL this month for me. So Mercedes goes on, you're telling us what company we need to be in? You're telling us what job to take? So, and then Dave Meltzer says that Mercedes is arguably the best American woman ever in wrestling. So that launched us into some debates. I nominate Charlotte's got to be in this conversation. Bailey, Becky, they all got to be in there. Gail Kim, possibly. Although I think she might be Canadian. Mickey James, I say no on Trish, obviously, because she's Canadian. But there's got to be some other names in there, don't you think?
I
or
had
is
a hard
Mercedes
time.
the winner?
We just sent the names of people on the roster right now that we was like, I see her appeal, and she hasn't helped the ratings whatsoever, but I see her appeal and everything, but she's no better than those women in WWE that you actually said. So really strange, and I know I don't think you got enough heat for that, but that's something I didn't agree with.
That was an odd one for me Dave
to
go out on a limb on that one. There's got to be somebody from the 60s or 70s, like Sherry Martel, maybe. I mean, there's got to be some other people that have got to be in that conversation. So I have nothing against Sasha or Mercedes, whatever. I have nothing against her. I like her a lot, actually, but I don't know that I could call her number one. So, all right. At number 8, Lance plays Columbo. So
I can't wait to hear this because I didn't know what you were talking about. I was just going to let you tell us. So tell
Columbo.
us.
There is a bit of a dated reference, but go look on YouTube for who Columbo is. So Lance plays Columbo. So Will Ospreay is on Talk is Jericho this month. He's talking about his travel, his contract with AEW. He wants to stay in England. One of the major reasons why he stayed with he went with AEW over WWE is because he wanted to live in England, and he wants to stay in England as much as he can. Even with Dynamite and Collision and the PLEs in the States, he still wants to live there. So this is Will's quote that kind of caught me. He says, worst case scenario, I can go over to Kyle and Skies. They owe me. They lived at my house back in 2021, so I'll just stay with them. Harmless quote. Harmless quote, you might think. So what, you might think. But in 2021, Sky Blue was dating Dante Martin. And so I think Will kind of exposed it that, now he's dating Kyle Fletcher. But in June of 2023 is when they got together. So I think Will let the cat out of the bag, bruv, that, she was fooling around with Kyle Fletcher even back then when she was dating Dante Martin. So we need Sky to come clean on this. And I say, poor Dante. I am Team Dante now. He got a broken ankle and a broken heart within the last year.
Surprised he got a broken neck. Just crazy. I would have never noticed this. I did hear some of the comments about Ospreay.
The timing when Ospreay said they lived with me in 2021. I'm like, wait a second. Who's dating that other dude in 2021?
Man. Well, speaking of the other dude, that's not a good transition. But first, I did not mention this, Lance. This is episode 824. And episode
420. No.
824.
824.
And episode 155, a Cool Kids Countdown. But it is time for the incident report.
Update.
If you're not watching the video version, and we recommend you do, it's 99 days when we're recording. The day we're recording this, 99 days since we've had an incident at the Trammell household. More of Trammell pants, my pants. Yeah. I have not shit my pants in 99 days. Though, almost 100, Lance, almost 100.
We'll be celebrating that anniversary next time, over 100.
All right, let's get it.
All right. Number 7 is At the Movies with Kevin Kelly. Yeah. So sadly, the great Kevin Kelly has been let go by AEW along with Gravity. I know that one really broke your heart.
Man, that broke my heart.
Gravity is gone. So I know that your boy, I think that plays a role in you not watching AEW anymore.
It is. Hold on. Listen.
They got rid of
Oh, that was the stupidest shit I'd ever seen.
Two rings of the bell. So that's it. 2 rings of the bell. So anyway, Kevin Kelly is let go by AEW over a movie. So Kevin Foot, that's his shoot name, BT. I know you like hearing the shoot names.
Yeah. Is it Foot or is it Footy?
He's into feet. He's a foot fetish. I have a foot fetish because I'm sorry that he's gone. So Kevin Foot says that Ian Riccaboni or Benny or whatever his name is libeled him. That's
O'Hara.
what caused the heat with him with O'Hara, right? That's what caused the heat with Kevin Kelly and AEW. So Kelly had endorsed a movie called Sound of Freedom, which was viewed by some as a QAnon movie. Now, I don't follow politics that much. I don't really give a shit. So I looked up what QAnon is to see what it is. It's this weird pro-Trump tinfoil hat society type deal. So anyway, so some people are saying it's a QAnon movie. The movie exposes sex trafficking of children, and that's a big cause of Kevin Kelly's, that he's very much against and fights against it and so on. So to me, this seems okay. He's against child trafficking, so this seems like an okay thing. But politics gets in the way, causes Kevin Kelly to be let go. At least that's what he thinks. Can't we all just get along? I don't know what the hell is going on here. So Riccaboni criticizes Kelly for promoting the movie. They have heat. And that's why Kevin Kelly is allegedly gone. So I just need to say, I need to get this off my chest with you, BT, as the boss of the show. My favorite movie of all time is Risky Business. I don't know if you knew that, but that is my favorite movie of all time. It glamorizes prostitution. So if you feel the need to fire me from the show, I'll fall on my sword.
I hate this. I just think that, I mean, if someone wants to put over a movie, let him put over the movie. The political that went with that. I actually saw a documentary on that the other day, not the movie, but the QAnon, and very interesting stuff. It shows you what the internet can do and get some, like you said, crazy people. But Kevin Kelly is probably one of the top 3 announcers in the last 10 years. He might be number 1 of the top 3, and we have both enjoyed him immensely. When he had to do some matches by himself, when he New Japan, he was the voice of New Japan after we had Jim Ross leaving. I hate that they did this. I don't think it was the correct thing to do. I have this weird feeling that Ian, whatever his name is, Riccaboni. I think he's probably cheaper than Kevin Kelly. How about that? So I don't know. I mean, it's interesting to see why people get so upset about political views to fire somebody.
The problem for me with Riccaboni is there's a great restaurant near me here in Chicago called Riccabenny's. So I always read his name as Riccabenny when I see it in print.
And didn't Jericho have somebody in his family was at the Capitol or something? So when the
allegedly,
yeah. So I don't know what all that was about. All right.
Number 6, we have our MMA corner. So at UFC on ESPN 53, it was March 23rd. Igor Severino is DQ'd in his fight against Andre Lima in the second round of the fight. It was a flyweight fight. During the fight, in a takedown attempt, Severino bites Lima on the arm, Mike Tyson style. So the fight is stopped. Footage confirms that it happened. So Severino is not only disqualified from the fight, he's not paid for the fight, and he's fired from UFC for biting the guy on a takedown attempt. So this was my favorite part of this. Lima later goes to a Vegas tattoo parlor, gets the bite marks tattooed on him and makes them permanent. So, and then he also received $50,000, and they gave him the award for the bite of the night, which I thought was pretty clever, actually.
Hold on. I need you to say that one more time. Hold on. All right, go ahead. Say it again.
Severino, he was awarded $50,000, and he was awarded the Bite of the Night award. There we go. That's right. Johnny Carson style. So, all right. And then the other MMA story we have is featherweight Kayla Harrison. She says on the MMA Hour that she was at a UFC Q&A recently, and a Russian fan in Russian asks a Russian fighter on stage, Arman Sarukian, in Russian, if he would have sex with her. And no one knew what the question was because no one there.
Right.
So the Russian fan, says it in Russian to the Russian fighter, and nobody knows what it is. She's right there. You're asking right in front of her, would you have sex with her? So later she reads the translation. She says she's obviously disgusted by this.
Disgusted.
Yeah, and Arman was asked the question, and he said, they asked him, do you want to translate that? And he says, no, it was a stupid question. So give him props for not translating it, too. And then on top of it, it was International Women's Day when this happened. So just throw this guy out of the country, this stupid Russian.
What a Russian pig.
Yeah.
How dare him want to have sex with somebody?
On International Women's Day. How dare he?
All right, if you're watching the video on the live feed, guess what happens? We're saying bye-bye. You only can see the full video on Patreon, And I recommend you watching the video. If you're listening to it on the main feed, well, you get to hear the whole audio, except the Patreon part. We're coming back with halftime. And also, we have a sponsor. We have a regular sponsor for Patreon. We'll be playing the theme, but you won't hear that if you're on the main feed.